Liam Brew and Caitlin Shadbolt there. 2 for you for Urban, and we'll do another 2 for you next week for Urban. But seeing that we're on the theme of Caitlin Shadbolt there, she's sitting at number 21 for this week's charts with Maps Out the Window. A little bit out of order because we're going to go to the number 26 track. But
highest track.
We might find out a little bit about it and a little bit about what's going on, because we're going to see these guys at Urban, and of course that is Simply Bushed, and Paul Grierson joins us right now. G'day, Paulie. How you going, man?
I'm going great, Big D. How you going, brother bear?
Really good, mate. Now,
hang on. Hello, Trace. How are you, beautiful?
Hello, Paul. Yo, look, I'm fantastic, thank you. See, he just leaves me out of the picture completely.
Yeah.
He is rude.
Well,
you're too good for him, Trace. Anyway, sorry, back to you, Big D. How are you, brother?
Mate, I'm doing so well, and I was, one of the reasons why I was sort of not letting her in on the conversation is there's been this big push for Urban this year, with, of course, the Beards being there and yourself being there, that facial hair is almost mandatory. So the hirsute people will be the ones that are being invited. And what do you think about that?
Well, I think my theory on, and I do have thoughts about this, and my thought is this, Big D. If your father doesn't have a beard, then you've got two mothers. That's all I can say. Is that too harsh?
No, I'm going, because I can't grow a beard. I actually look like
beard or a beard.
No, a beard. Yeah,
Okay,
I can grow a moustache. I got a beautiful moustache there. There was actually a Facebook page set up a couple of years ago. Bring back the stash when I shaved it off.
That's right, because he shaved it off. He looked like a 12-year-old again.
Yeah, which.
Well,
suited the mentality.
One of the things I can tell you about the beard, right, is that, I finished up a job in sales and marketing, believe it or not, a couple of years ago in about 2012. And from that point on, I didn't have a shave up until just recently. I didn't trim it at all. But people just say to me all the time, so that's the longest my beard's ever been. And people say to me, gee, you've cut a fair bit off your beard. You're looking a bit short. It's looking a bit shorter, Paulie. And, that's the longest it's been. So there is a perception that the beard is bigger than what it actually is. I don't know if I'm letting out top secret information here, but that's a funny little illusion that happens. But I am a fairly hairy little redhead. There's no doubt about that.
But then, didn't you have a how long was your beard on one of your Trivia Tuesdays?
I did. We did that we did do that.
I'm watching. I'm watching. I don't know the answer, but I was watching.
I think the beard ended up being 140 millimetres or 14 centimetres at that time.
That's a pretty impressive beard, my friend. I've got to tell you.
The fact that it's red makes it all the better, the Big D. But anyway, enough about me and my beard, my hairiness.
We're actually going to talk about not Harry. We're going to talk about Harry.
Harry,
we want to talk about Harry. Congratulations on the new single, mate. Up to number 26 on the top 40 countdown charts already.
Thank you, mate.
It's a testament to the hard work that you and the boys of Simply Bushed have done. Not just for this album, but this album is a cracker. But it's the hard work that you guys have done at the festival circuit, and also the truthfulness of what Simply Bushed is. It's all the Australiana. It's what I think people are craving for.
It's the truth. It's a true album.
One of the interesting things about the songs that Chris and myself have written is that they all, I'm not a master of of writing, making up stories in a song, and so everything that we write is basically from an experience or somebody that we've met that actually does share a story with us, or maybe just that person might instill a story. But nevertheless, all of the songs are written from real perspective rather than a fictional point of view. So I'm glad that comes across, mate. And I agree with you that people do want a bit of honesty and a bit of, like it is, you look at something like silly like Mum's Bum Wobbles, but how honest that comes from Chris's son, and that's so honest. The song Harry, basically came from our time out at ULO, and we have met a couple of bull riding fellas out there. There's a beautiful festival called Music in the Mulga, and that's where we've met some of those characters. And there's a young, quiet, softly spoken fellow that we know up there, and he's just he's a bit of a champion, and it came from that. So I'm glad that you picked that thing up, guys.
Well, do you know what? I'll find that with comedians as well. You can go and people go, oh, he's so funny, and he's not, he's boring. But then you go to another comedian who's talking about the glad wrap. Yep. The last biscuit in the tin. It's all the relatable things and the truth is funny. So I think that's it can be sad, it can be happy, but it's also funny. And I think that's what this album, which I think I've spoken to you before, this album has a bit of everything. It's a life album.
Thanks very much. Yeah, look, Chris and I are really proud of the album, and one of the other things is we found a great partner in recording in Rob McKay up at Pacific International, and that's been a challenge for us as well in the past, just to find that right person to actually record the songs and because it's interesting in the recording process. Rob actually often worked as the advocate for the song, in spite of what Chris and I wrote. Would say Rob would feel that there was something else that the song was calling for, and you might hear that said by songwriters and recording people, but it's actually a fact that the song a lot of the time will dictate what it needs.
He's got a
big beard too.
He's got a big beard too, but he's also got a great ear for music. I remember talking to Gary Kohler, and he said his ability to really just get through the BS and tell you everything you needed to hear about the song, and what was missing or what he felt for it. And when Rob McKay tells you something about your song, you want to take it on board, don't you?
Absolutely, mate. And also, if you ask him for an opinion, you need to be prepared for the answer.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because he's not going to give you any BS. But anyway, that's another sort of really important thing that has made this album work for us.
Okay, well, I think what we might do is I might go and play one of my favourites from Simply Bushed, and we'll be back with Paul from Simply Bushed. Here is Dusty Floors.
104.9 Tracy and the Big D, and we're speaking with Paulie Grierson from Simply Bushed. I wanted to ask about when you write a song about a person or a town, a topic as such, has it ever come back to bite you where someone's gone, hang on, that's about me? And
has it?
Has it?
Has it?
Yeah, go on.
Go on. Well, you guys would remember from our last album we had a really popular song which is called Surly Shirley, and it still is one of our most popular songs. Every gig it gets requested. Well, that came from a real event and Chris was actually out there at that time, and he went out there and there was this publican out at Fargo. It's called the Bulo River Hotel. And she is a bit narky, and I say that with due respect, and she's become a mate of ours, and we've really sort of understood, we had to sort of work each other out a bit. But what happened was, I was at work one day, and Shirley will verify this story 100% for your listeners, if you ever want to call her. But I was at work in that sales and marketing job that I was talking about, and the phone rang, and I said, "Good afternoon, Paul Grierson speaking from Simply Bush. Can I help you?" She goes, "Yeah, I suppose you know who this is." And I said, "No, I don't." And she said, "Well, this is Shirley, and I'm not happy." And guys, it went downhill from there. And actually, we had to get a solicitor involved because she was going to sue us for what's that word?
Defamation.
Defamation.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
And then what happened was the song was released on the radio up in Queensland, and it was being played out in Roma, and her niece was driving along up our country road and heard Surly Shirley come on the radio, and she rang her Auntie Shirley and said, "Auntie Shirl, there's a song about you on the radio, and I don't think you're going to like it." But what so she was cranky at first. Now, to tell you how it finished up, because I can't tell you the bad part of the story, but Shirley and I became mates. We came to an understanding, and what the problem was that, you've got to understand, in an outback country town, it can be a hard yard, and there's not a lot of people in Fargo, so, everybody gets to know everybody, so Shirley had been there for a long time, and so a lot of people would give her a bit of stick, and so what happened was, Shirley said, people were putting crap on her because of the Surly Shirley song, and they thought it was quite nasty, but they were being nasty about it, not us. And then I asked her, had she heard the song? And she hadn't heard it yet. And when she heard it, she realised it wasn't really that nasty.
No.
And then, so what we did was we sent the albums out to Thargomindah, to the Bulo River Hotel, and the only place in Thargomindah you could buy a copy of the Simply Bushed album was from Shirley. So that way, anyone that was being nasty, she didn't have to sell them to her. And so that was, and what we did was we gave the money to the Flying Doctor Service.
Oh,
so,
well
mate,
done.
what a great story! What a fantastic story!
And that's true as the day is long, guys.
And see, then they had the next song written, Shirley's Bum Wobbles, when they thought we better change
that.
Yeah,
yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. No way. Shirley's serious, but it was funny because a lot of her family have been to Music in the Mulga, that's at Eulo, which is not that far from Fargo. And the funny thing is, I had an offer from her 3 sons to go out pig hunting with knives, which I declined.
Yeah, no, thank you very much.
No,
dear. Look, we're going to get on and we're going to play Harry now. But before we go, you may not be allowed to let the cat out of the bag, so we'll just turn off all our listeners right now.
Okay,
but we have had a few requests asking us, when you talk to the boys from Simply Bushed, we're all camping out at Urban this year. Will they be doing some little campsite sing-alongs?
Do you know what? It's going to be very hard this year, mate, because we're only there on a Sunday night, and we've actually got a gig that morning down on the Gold Coast. So
it's going to be difficult.
It's going to be difficult, guys. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening after the festival. Maybe we can stick around, but we did that last year, and we had an absolute ball with the people, you know. And I would love to do that this year, but it's just probably. I'm sorry to disappoint people out at Urban, but we'll do our best show as possible, and we'll hang around as long as we need to have a chat with everybody.
Wonderful. Well,
you can't ask for anything more than that.
You cannot.
So, yeah, we don't mean to let people down. You know, we like to do over and above when we can.
Well, we look forward to seeing them at Urban. Make sure you get your tickets and get onto the website if you haven't caught up with this. It is a fantastic album, This Country. They're a fantastic band, Simply Bushed, and we're going to go out with this week's number 26 song, Harry.